name is Jamie and this is the start of your practice IELTS test. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Việt and I come from class D4 CEC in Wazaldwan.
Good. Can you tell me about some of your hobbies?
Some of my hobbies. My hobby is to collect coins and paper money and to store them in notebook. I love my collection very much.
Okay, very good. So we're going to start with part 1, talking about being patient. What do you do whilst you are waiting for something?
When I'm waiting for something, for example, a bus, I usually take a book out of my bags and read it. And sometimes I'm gonna just watch the people out there walking.
Good. And have you ever lost your patience while waiting for something?
I have never lost my patience, and that because I always find ways to entertain myself while waiting.
And so are you generally a patient person?
Kind of. If I have to wait for just a short time, it will be fine and I will be very patient. But sometimes when I have to wait for a very long time, I could be very like I would be kind of angry, just a bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And do you think that people in Vietnam are generally patient?
In my opinion, the people in my country are a bit not so patient because they usually cross the traffic jam and don't wait for the red light.
Mm-hmm. Good. So we're going to move on to part 2. You are going to talk about an interesting old object. You will describe it, say what it is, where it comes from, and how long your family has kept it, and explain why your family thinks it is interesting. So I will give you 1 minute to make notes, and then you will talk about it for 1 minute. Okay? Okay. 1 minute to talk about it.
In my opinion, the most interesting and old object in my house is the coins and money collectors of my aunt and my uncle. It is a collection of many coins and monies from the 19th century. My family has kept since the 1997 and for almost 30 years. And it came from the ancient Vietnam and all the other countries on the world. My family thinks it is very interesting because every time you check it or look at it, you can see the different period of Vietnamese. When the Vietnamese defeat the French or when we finally won the America.
Okay, very good. Well done. So moving on to part 4, first we're going to talk about the value of the past. So giving reasons, I want you to talk about why people like to keep things that remind them of the past.
I think people like to keep things remind them to the past because when they are young, they will have. Because in the past they have many important moments of life, like when they got a new bike or when they have a new brother or a new sister. It's very important to them. So they want to keep things to remind them that.
Yeah, good. And I want you to suggest whether all historic buildings should be kept.
In my opinion, some historical buildings should be kept because they are important buildings of the past, and some buildings they're just old and you have to crush them to build new things like city or library.
Good. And next I want you to consider whether objects made in the past are better than modern objects.
Some objects made in the past is better than today. Like this, an old paper in Vietnam is made by the ancient people and is very good. It can waterproof and the writing on it are very long last. But some objects now are better, like the light bulbs, the fans, and other convenient things.
Good. So we'll move on to talking about museums. So first I just want you to tell me what type of museums there are in Vietnam.
In Vietnam, there's many kinds of museums. But where I live, there's a military museum, a national cultural museum, and there is a historical buildings museum.
Good. And do you think that museums are the best way of teaching people about the past?
I think yes, because the museums show you all kinds of old and ancient things, and they always come with a paragraph to describe them. When you go to a museum, you look at the things from the past and read them described, so you can know a lot more about the past.
Good. And how do you think that museums in the future could attract more people?
I think that if the museums wants to attract more people, they should add more interesting objects like the older and more memorable objects, and also they should advertise on the television so everyone would know and come.
Okay, very good. So that brings us to the end of our speaking test. Well done, Việt.